What is up, guys? Welcome back to All Games Mindset. Here is where we help you get on the grind and improve your mind. So, we're going to go into a Twitter post that we found, unfortunately, that came our way. We're going to dissect it, we look at some comments, discuss the impact of things like these. Let's go. Alright, guys, so what's going on here is that we have a Zuckerberg unveilation, I'm going to call it, of this crazy, revolutionary, virtual metaverse where humans turn into comic characters and interact with each other. Basically, they're using technology to get us into this virtual world that we pretty much predicted for a while now, with the rise of technology, as more people get into like video games, and the virtual world sort of becomes more the real world since people are so invested into their cell phones and their technology, computers. We've completely forgotten what the real world looks like. We don't interact anymore. We have completely forgotten our social skills and certain things that make us human. Because of this, more people are slowly diving into technological advances more than their real life, which is why it's so much easier to be in your room, go on your phone, and constantly spend hours upon hours researching and looking at meaningless garbage on TikTok, which is Corona, and constantly drag away your life into this virtual world. And now they've come up with this crazy metaverse. And this will only add to the problem of taking away our social skill abilities and making us more into the virtual world as previously thought. With the rise of technology, these things are going to impact us in the long term. How, we do not know. But this is mostly a cover article, and it's not to be taken too seriously yet, but I think this is the beginning of things to come, and we need to keep these things in mind as the future goes on. These sort of things are going to become more prevalent, and we should really pay attention to what's really happening in our society.
Exactly, and this is something that came up, I think it was on CBS. Someone had taken a screen recording of it and posted it up on Twitter. That's how we got to it. And Zuckerberg talks about it a lot, about how you can use it to like interact with other people and like a meeting setting and other things. I can play the video for you guys in 1 second, and where Zuckerberg will talk about it. I can understand, listening to how he's pitching it, it makes sense in a way where people are not being able to, if someone has a job in Texas and they live in like Michigan, they can still work there and work remotely and use this to be able to be in there in real time. But in other senses of just normal interactions with people in the real world, it will harshly ruin that for people that want to just go out and talk. Like, people will only, especially the people that are more of a introverted, will start to more use this more, and it will broaden them into going into this where they should not be doing that. They should be going out and losing that introvert mindset and becoming a more extrovert mindset. So let me go and play this real quick. I have the screen recording up, and I will set it back to the thing, and I will turn on the volume for it to play.
There's our office meetings right there. That's the future of our office meetings. Así nos vamos a reunir en el futuro.
That in 5 years from now, people are going to be able to live where they want and work from wherever they want, but are going to be able to feel present as if they're together when they're doing that.
Do you have a favorite feature to use in here?
Yeah.
Something that you think is very cool?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of things that I really like. I mean, one is that you can just dynamically change the layout of the room. So, you know, I mean, here, we're in a room layout that's designed for conversation. I can switch us really quickly. So now we're in a presentation setting.
Yes.
So that's pretty neat.
Why are they so enthused? Oh my god. They're just so enthused over the fact that he can change it from a certain setting to a different setting.
I think this is just the beginning. We need to be aware of these technological changes that are happening over time and realize that this is pretty much the direction that we're heading. And we need to be mindful about how technology impacts our mind and the daily choices that we make for ourselves. It's very important to keep this in mind as more time goes on and things start to rely on technology more often, which is why when the power goes out, you're extremely upset and you go crazy because you don't know what to do because your entire life is based on technological constructs, and you are constantly surrounded by electricity and things that have to run to keep your mind sedated. We've forgotten things like going out with your friends to play football, which is why these kids are going to have interesting futures because as their kids, they're so invested in the technology that they don't even go outside as much.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so happy when I go to like the park or something that involves social interaction. It makes me very happy to know that people still talk to others. But with things like these, it's going to be more easier for us to decide to stay in our houses, which is what the government wants, but that's just my opinion. And it's going to be a lot easier to consume things from our house instead of actually going to the real world and interacting and making connections with others, being social. This is just the beginning, I think. But we're going to have to see where the future takes us in these kind of developments. We're going to have to be very careful about how we choose to live our future and how much we really need to rely on technology to keep us sedated and to further improve our lives. Make sure you use it to your advantage and not your disadvantage. With that said, we'll see where this goes in the future. And with that said, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe as well. And we're going to see you in the next video.